Welcome into the RotoWire DFS show for Monday's June 22nd slate. We got a 4-gamer over at DraftKings. I'll be going over a few things. Going to be a really quick show. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Even though you're listening to this on a Monday. But let's check out what we have for this slate. France are the biggest favorite, almost 90% chance to win, and their implied goal total is above 3. Check out everything else. RW Soccer, that's 35% off your first payment over at RotoWire. You get this cheat sheet. You get access to the Discord, rotowire.com/chat. Make sure you give a thumbs up, like this video, but check it out. France way above 3, or above 3, and then everyone else is below 2. It's going to be a France-heavy slate here against Iraq. Argentina are against Austria. Algeria against Jordan. Norway against Senegal. While Norway-Senegal may be the best game of the day, maybe not for DFS purposes, though. Those 3 games outside of France have their implied totals are basically the same. So that's a little interesting. So Argentina, I don't think they're going to change too much up with their lineup. Maybe a fullback here and there. Tagliafico looks like he's healthy. We could get Nico Gonzalez in. Julian Alvarez also slated to start instead of Lautaro. I'm not entirely sure what that means. He's probably not ready for 90. But also, if you look at how they played last game, it's just messy. Let him do everything in the attack. Maybe it's different with Julian Alvarez in there instead of Lautaro. That does change some things up, but it just does seem like it's like everything's based around Messi, and I can't remember the exact DFS numbers, but they were very heavily toward Messi in that first game. Austria, Arnautovic did not start their last game. They ended up winning 3-1. Arnautovic got the PK. There could be some changes with this group. We're projecting 5 in the back, a little more defensive against Argentina, which kind of makes sense. But Sabitzer was kind of their main guy. I wouldn't say they played great in their first game against Jordan, although I admit I did not watch that game. That was the midnight game. But this one arguably a little more difficult, though I think an interesting game for Argentina in terms of what we think of this team moving forward in the World Cup. France, the rumored lineup here is we'll get Manu Kone in, Luka Dean starts at left back, and then Barcola starts on the left side, and Olise actually playing central instead of on the right. I believe that happened in the second half for France in their last game. Olise central kind of opened some things up a little more for them. Iraq, don't have too many thoughts there. Norway, just look at their lineup. This is pretty much what they have rolled out in their last game, which isn't surprising for what they do. But a lot of that was just get the ball to Haaland and let him do his thing. And that's kind of it. I mean, some considered Sorloth and Nusa. Nusa's a little more cross-heavy. Sorloth kind of in a weird position there on the right side / right wing. Honestly, from what I saw, it didn't really work, but they've been doing that. So I don't know, just put Sorloth on the right side. I don't think it works for DFS. I don't think it works for their team. But their backup option there is Oscar Bob, and I guess they don't believe in Oscar Bob in that spot. Senegal, I think some Senegal pieces are interesting for this one just because they're pretty cheap. In Norway, we're still not in a situation where, okay, Norway are going to dominate this match. Like, that's just not what Norway are. Like, that game, I think, was pretty even early on in the first half for those teams, and then Haaland had that stole the pass, or no, it was the goalkeeper messed up. Haaland got his second goal. That's what it was. And then Norway, it took a while for them to actually get the 2 more goals. So I don't think like Norway were elite over Iraq, and Senegal is a much different test. Senegal, we saw what Senegal could do against France, and we see the players here. I think a lot of them are pretty cheap, so I think they'll be interesting in this one because this is a pretty big game for getting second or third place in this group behind France. And then Jordan, Algeria, last one of the night. Wonder if people are going to ignore it. I think we do have some questions with how Algeria are going to line up, and we'll see because Amoura is out. We could get Mahrez in there, but Mahrez just not a 90-minute guy at this point in his career, so that's going to be a decision. Chaibi went 90 in that first one. Maza, Aouar, Gouiri. Man, I can't say these names, but You get the point. These are all Algerians. And then Jordan, I'll shout Abu Taha again because he is a wing back who is very cheap. And I believe Fakori took some of their set pieces. I actually don't think these guys are unplayable for Jordan because also just a different matchup than playing Austria. I think they're going to have some of the guys had okay floors for Jordan that first game. They're still cheap. And there's another matchup against Algeria, which I don't think it's just going to be, complete domination here. So that's what we got with the lineups. Those are the odds. And let's run through really quickly each position. The big talking point in the slate, okay, we got Mbappe, we got Haaland, we got Messi, we got Dembele, we got all the French guys. What's the move going to be? I think in cash games, you just kind of look Messi, Olise, and that's kind of where you're at. There will be plenty of Mbappe's, Haaland tournaments. I think are going to be crazy because Mbappe is going to be most popular. Haaland is, despite what he did in that first game, Haaland's going to actually be not very popular at all and a pretty good tournament option just because he's basically the same price as Mbappe. But again, we look at the odds. The odds are a lot different. Minus 210 for Mbappe to score, minus 110 for Haaland to score. So a lot very different between those guys. Mbappe is going to get all the looks. Probably be Mbappe Olise stack will probably be the most popular thing in tournaments. That's going to be my guess, just based off the odds here. But in terms of Messi, can you fit Messi in that group? It's going to make that a little interesting as well. So I wouldn't be surprised. I actually didn't try doing it, but if people actually tried Mbappe, Messi, and Olise in the same team, you're going to have a lot of people just going to center backs, a lot of people plugging in the cheapest goalkeeper, guys sub 4K at forward, and in utility, there's going to be a lot of cheap guys played. So if you want to get different, maybe try and find, one of those goal scorers that's not in that high end range, or even Haaland. I mean, there's a situation, okay, maybe Haaland gets another brace, Mbappe doesn't score, and maybe it's Olise or something. Maybe it's Dembele is probably going to be the odd man out. Barkel is 8,300, but Dembele 9,200. 80 minutes in that first game, he was okay, but he is moving to the wing. So Dembele on the wing, maybe a little more intriguing. Still not 100%, so not my favorite play. But on that right wing, Dembele 9,200. Again, there's going to be a situation he's probably not going to be popular just because of Mbappe, because of Olise, because of Messi. So pretty much all those other France guys aren't going to be getting a ton of looks. Julian Alvarez is down here, 8,200. It's going to be hard to go there just because of, 60, 70 minutes maybe. We'll see. He got 35 in that last game. Maybe he goes more. He entered the World Cup not at a 100%. That's why he didn't start the first game. So, I guess tournament player right there, 8,200. That is the first game, so we'll have the full lineup. We'll see what Argentina actually look like. Again, I don't think there's going to be too many changes, but I probably won't be playing too many Austrian guys from that match, despite what did Arnautovic 45 minutes. He had the 16-pointer with the late PK there. Even someone like Nico Gonzalez, Scaloni is a manager who will sub guys off after 45. So on this left wing, 45 minutes for Nico Gonzalez or Thiago Almada, that kind of a thing. Fullback, 45 minutes. So something to be aware of always on those kinds of slates. Moving down the forward list, we got cheap Jordan players, cheap Algerian players. Again, that's all going to be relying upon who starts. So if you are actually going into that range of, okay, maybe I'm going to the Fakori stands out to me, 3,900, possibly sets here, maybe a little better matchup than the last one for Jordan. This guy had a 8-point floor, had a shot on target, a couple chances created, took a corner. A little bit of everything is 3,900. You could do worse things there. So, and then, so that's forward. I guess I did want to point out the Senegalese players. Again, we have Crepin Diatta's 4,100 as a fullback. 1-5 tackles in that first game. I'm not sure I'd expect that to happen again. Mahrez is down here at 4,800. Again, just a lot of the Jordan and Algeria players who are pretty cheap. But the Senegal players, let me actually pull up who are the actual available forwards. So Sadio Mane, 6K. I like him the most because I still think he's kind of a leader within this squad because of, He's been in the squad pretty much longer if you look at this lineup than almost all these other players. 90 minutes in that first game against France. Nico Jackson, I think he had one really good opportunity, kind of blew it. 83 minutes, but still he's the target man. 5,700. He could score. And then okay, yeah, Ismaila Sarr's midfield only. That's what I was. Okay, yeah, Ismaila Sarr's 5,500 midfield only. Lamine Kamara 5,300. So Sarr would start over someone. Whereas Njaye is 4,100. Yeah, so your thought is that Sarr will probably start again, that and Njaye comes on for him. So that's kind of why I still like Mane a little more, even though he is the most expensive option there. I still like Sadio Mane a little more. But in terms of the kicks, yeah, Kamara I believe is right side, Diouf or Kamara right foot set pieces, Diouf left foot set pieces. So important as we get into defender there. Moving to midfield, of course, we still have most of these players, the French guys outside of Mbappe, Messi. You can also play in midfield, but Michael Olise, I think you have to play Michael Olise. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you if you don't want to play him. If you just want goal scorers, if you just want Messi and Mbappe and someone else, I think it'd be a mistake. I think you need Olise on the slate. That's just what I'm gonna say. If he's playing the central role, if they want him as the creator, the anchor there, connecting midfield to the forwards, I think you just want Olise in this spot. So I'll say 9,800, probably my favorite play. Odegaard's 8,400. He had no open play floor in that first game, more or less, pretty close. I mean, he had some corners, of course. And this one's against Senegal, 8,400. He's not going to be popular. I'm not going to play him. 7,800 for Savitzer. Again, not going to go there. A little more difficult matchup. He took 10 crosses in that first game. Still was only at 9.6 fantasy points. So not overall great. You got a few more Argentinians like Enzo, Schmid in that game. And then, of course, we drop back down. We drop down the list a little further. Jordan players, Algerian players, kind of same situation as forward. If you want to go Lamine Kamara, no one's going to look there, but you do have a split of corners. You can okay, in a better matchup. This isn't France. This is against Norway. He's 5,300. You could look at that. That's okay. I would rather play him as a 4K midfielder. 5,300, probably a little too much for my liking. McAllister is down here at 5K. Altamari is down here for Jordan. He's 4,900. I think there's like a lot of these Algerian Jordan players down here sub 5K that can get your 5 to 10 point floors if that's what you're looking for. And some of them will have some goal upside, assist upside as well, depending on set pieces. Again, you can check out on these. We have the free kick tracker right here. Also, been getting a lot of questions of this. I do have the link pinned in the Discord, rotowire.com/chat. But also always rotowire.com/chat says soccer. The set piece article is going to be right here in this carousel. It's going to be in one of these spots somewhere on the homepage. So if you ever need the link, it's always going to be on this page. Okay, it's free, so you're welcome to everyone because that is our most popular page. But that's kind of what we're looking at with midfield. I don't know if there's anyone super cheap that stands out otherwise. Yeah, not really. Yassim. We're not going to play Yassim against France. Sorry. Defender, Luca Digne actually set to start here at 4,900. I think that one's pretty interesting. Luca Digne. Not that he's going to get set pieces, though. There's maybe a minimal chance that Digne could actually get set pieces, but he's 4,900. I think if you look at the other players here, Ryerson's 6,800. I think that's too much for Ryerson against Senegal. 6,800 is too much. I was all in on him last slate. He was okay. It's a lot of set pieces. It's a lot of that in his game, and I think it's just too much on the slate to pay for Ryerson. Yeah, Muller Wolf is 5,600. The other side of that, and then Luca Digne 4,900. Diouf for Senegal is 4,700. Again, split of sets, left-footed for Senegal, 4,700, pretty cheap. So you got a couple cheaper options there that I think kind of makes sense with how you want to build your lineup. Aitnery is 4,600. A lot of players is kind of in that 5K-ish range. Belgali is 3,400. Belgali, maybe. He's one of the cheaper fullbacks here. Better matchup. Abu Taha, mentioned him at the top. He had a 5.5 floor. He's 3,400 in this game. That's okay. He's going a little higher up in price, but that's kind of the situation at defender. I've been getting goalkeeper wrong a lot, so I'm not really going to have much to say there. Good luck. Good luck finding the goalkeeper that makes 7 saves and gets a clean sheet. Good luck not picking the favored goalkeeper who allows, I mean, right now I'm talking in Uruguay, Muslera just made a massive mistake and they allowed 2 goals against Cape Verde. So, like, good luck. Good luck picking goalkeeper. But that's all I got. That's all I got for Monday's show. Again, hopefully these are all helpful. The article is also up on the site. So check it out, rotowire.com/soccer. RW Soccer, 35% off that first payment. Again, thank you for watching all these. We'll keep them coming this week. But yeah, real quick show. Good luck on the slate, and hopefully you're playing on lease.